come to declare what thus saith the Lord.
We play just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day,
we're just like you.
Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
On our broadcast this Friday evening, Royal Beach Club looks ahead to a bright future. Now 3 months into its new Paradise Getaway Island, and projections going forward are solid. But it's good news for that destination island, bad news for other businesses. A crackdown underway as officials are ramping up efforts to stop illegal dumping. Here are the game plan here tonight. And celebrations taking place in observance of International Women's Day. There was a lot of purple worn to mark the occasion. Those stories, the days on the big news this late night, Friday, March 6, 2026.
The Bahamas Tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
And it is good to have you with us this Friday evening. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Our top story here at 11 asks the question, will beach clubs take a bite out of local businesses? A Royal Caribbean Beach Club executive points to the property's projections for 2027 into 2028. Starting us off here at 11 is our Leah Cooper.
Amid concerns from straw vendors and taxi drivers that the new Royal Caribbean Beach Club has taken away some sales from them, RCI Beach Club President Philip Simon tells reporters with the number of projected arrivals coming in, quite frankly, there's enough sales for everyone.
You know, in 2017, 2018, when we started the journey of the Beach Club, the estimates were around 1 million, 1.1 million guests that are coming to New Providence. We have surpassed that already. By 2027, we should have over 2.7 million persons that are coming to New Providence, which is almost 3 times as much as what the promise was. And certainly by 2028, we anticipate that to be around 3 million.
Last month, a local daily reported representatives from both sides blaming the beach club's opening to a significant drop in their daily sales. Well, Simon adds that all stakeholders are probably going to have to strategize how they're going to accommodate all of those visitors.
Diversifying the experience, as the beach club can only take an X number of persons, anywhere between 700,000 and 900,000 per year.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Well, in related news here tonight, South Florida serving as the backdrop for tourism's latest push. In the ballroom of Embassy Suites Fort Lauderdale sat travel executives, hoteliers, and industry partners who turned
Strengthening its presence in the South Florida market and promoting travel to the islands.
Deputy Managing Director at Bahamas Air is Siobhan Cambridge, and Deputy Director of Sales and Marketing at the National Airline is Wolford Munnings.
Florida is probably our primary international destination, and so the board and management has decided to make a push to try and see if we can get more individuals from the Florida market to come to the Bahamas.
With the void of silver happening last year, it was our mandate that we step in and ensure that we fill that void to ensure that our tourist product remains strong, mainly in our family islands, because we have the airlift that comes to Nassau, which we need more of, but our family islands, we are dedicated to ensure that they get the proper airlift that is needed to ensure that their economies keep going.
Major resort brands like the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort, Bahama, Warwick Paradise Island, and Super Clubs Breezes are showcasing the experiences that continue to draw millions of visitors to the islands. Director of Group and Leisure Sales at the Atlantis Resort, Carlos Ramirez, says that partnerships with airlines are essential to filling rooms year-round.
Bahamas Air is a very important partner to us. Obviously, without air, you can't get to the Bahamas. And so being the premier Bahamian brand for air, our partnership is very strong, very important to us. And so we're always looking over ways for partnering and then figuring out how do we get clients over to our beautiful island.
Travel experts like Marlene Ritchie of Aspire Lifestyle say the demand for the Bahamas is strong.
I'm familiar with all the islands. I used to work for American Eagle many years ago that we flew to all the small islands. But nowadays, I see that it's great. They're the best example of tourism.
District Manager for the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Shante Miller, says the goal is simple: to get more visitors from South Florida to the islands.
It is important for us to get these consumers to come to the islands of the Bahamas, specifically the old islands, so that we can achieve more heads and beds.
Bahamas Air brought the islands to South Florida. Patrons sampled native Bahamian dishes and experienced the sounds of Junkanoo. This is one out of several events with stops in Orlando and Grand Bahama in the coming weeks, with the aim at strengthening Bahamas Air's presence in key South Florida markets. Here in South Florida, with cameraman Victor Adderley, Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
In other news here tonight, the government is in the final stages of negotiations with the U.S. to resume employment of Cuban nurses. Now, you may recall the program was suspended last year after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio deemed the practice forced labor. There were threats that countries like the Bahamas that continued with the program could see their government officials have their U.S. visas revoked. Well, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville says everything is now in place and contracts have already been drawn.
After that's done, we will begin now to go into rec contracts with the Cuban workers in the Bahamas, and it will be our responsibility to take care of them as indicated by the United States government. A very interesting thing came out of this whole ordeal. The United States government has directed us to a recruitment agency, I believe they're based in Montreal, where we can reach out to Cuban and other foreign workers to help us to build our workforce. We are in communication with that group, and we are beginning to get some positive response. Hopefully, we will be able to recruit from them and to recruit some specialists and subspecialists, which is badly needed at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
The minister says the Bahamas, which like many countries is struggling to retain its nurses, is looking to recruit an additional 40 nurses from Ghana, while also looking at other African countries, the Philippines and India. As for just how soon the recruitment of Cuban nurses will resume, Dr. Darville couldn't say exactly.
The program with Cuba is depending on the negotiations with the U.S. As you know, there is a lot of challenges that are currently happening globally and geopolitical challenges. The Bahamas is a small country. We don't want to get mixed up in no geopolitical issues. We just need manpower resources to help us to keep our healthcare system functioning. And we're very pleased that we are at the table with the United States government, particularly the embassy, to resolve this issue, to work together, because as we are recruiting, other countries are recruiting from the English-speaking Caribbean. So it's a vicious cycle. And there's manpower shortages around the world. From all the global conferences I go to, we anticipate this would continue for the next 5 years.
Well, a much more upbeat story from the health front. It could make the difference in the caregiver becoming the one in need of care. Thanks to the efforts of a team of 14 philanthropists, a group of residents from across the country now have a new outlook on life. We get the details now from our Cleopatra Murphy.
It's a surgery that would normally cost around $15,000 per eye, but thanks to Liquid Legacy and the World Cataract Foundation, some 100 Bahamians now have the gift of sight or improved vision. Officials performed the cataract surgeries at the Marsh Harbor Healthcare Center over the past few days, making healthcare more accessible to those who may not normally have been able to afford it. Liquid Legacy Executive Director Piet Stridham says the surgery can mean a world of difference for some.
Families living together, and you've got a grandma, for instance, that is taking care of the grandkids while the parents are at work. When the grandma loses her vision, she's unable to take care of the family, and she's not unable to take care of those grandkids and play a part, and in turn the grandkids start having to take care of the grandma because she can't see. A simple 15-20 minute procedure here that we're able to offer free of charge for them, and she can see again and be productive and be a part of her family and be able to take care of the grandkids.
Wilton Thomas, on his second surgery, is just one of the many patients whose lives this surgery is changing. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says he is grateful for the gift of sight being awarded to Bahamians.
We're so pleased that we are able to interconnect with this particular group who has done a stellar job in providing world-class surgeries at the Marsh Harbor Clinic. And so for the Bahamian people, the Marsh Harbor Clinic is finally reaching its true potential. We still have some work to do, but it was always designed to do surgical procedures.
Executive Director of the World Cataract Foundation, Christy Beach, is happy to see more people taking advantage of the free cataract screening.
We saw everyone that we could, and we're taking names for future visits. So that would be something worth mentioning, is for those of you out there who'd be interested in having a screening, to contact your local clinic, and they can take your information.
Over the last 3 years, some 300 residents have benefited from the free cataract surgeries through the organizations. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thank you, Cleo. A warning tonight for those who continue to practice illegal dumping. It is a growing concern, and despite measures to mitigate against this behavior, perpetrators continue to flout the law and create both environmental and health hazards. Well, tonight, here's a message from the Environment Minister who wants all to hear. There has never really been any letting up on raising awareness about the importance of keeping our surroundings clean. Cleanup campaigns are ongoing. Derelict vehicles are being removed, while buildings that have fallen into decay are also being torn down in many communities nationwide. But Environment Minister, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne, is still concerned about, firstly, the rate at which illegal dumping occurs, and also its overall impact.
We are trying to overall fight for the culture of the Bahamas to be back to caring about how our environment look. And we know that this ultimately affects the way we live in terms of our health.
In recent months, his ministry, in collaboration with other governmental agencies, have ramped up efforts to frequent communities that are seen as hotspots for this kind of illegal behavior. There is particular focus, he attests, on many inner-city communities.
Definitely when persons, for some reason, who were guilty of this illegal dumping or littering of vehicles and just any form of heavy waste, when we clean areas, they go back and find that as a new space for them to do the same thing.
Minister Lightbourne also addressed the issue of roadside garages. Many of these establishments have been the site of massive fires that have often posed significant threat to nearby communities and neighboring businesses. He says authorities will be more aggressive in going after violators, but insists the objective is not to penalize business owners.
We're working with law enforcement to bring them to justice. The environmental court would have given a ruling that I think sent a message recently to a private citizen for that type of behavior. So we want to see some of the roadside garages we want them to decrease, but we want to give an opportunity for businessmen to continue to make business, but only in an industrial zone.
Meanwhile, Minister Lightbourne encourages residents needing assistance with getting rid of trash who may be uncertain about how to properly dispose of it to reach out to his ministry or the Department of Environmental Health Services. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom. Well, we had the pleasure of spending some time with this high flyer in the aviation industry, and you'll meet her. That's next on our broadcast. You're watching the Friday edition of the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay up with us.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
We want to get now to some of the other items in the news this late night. Election fever is building, with the buzz getting a bit louder over in the Family Islands as the Lutherans prepare for the call as is made to cast their ballot. Lloyd Allen reports from Eleuthera.
Eleuthera is seeing a growing number of returning residents, among them businessman Christopher Cates, who has roots on the island and is now part of a budding community.
For a long time, New Providence, everything in our country has been New Providence-centric. And I think the science of developing the islands is to have a shift in population, where persons are returning to what they knew. They're returning home to properties they already have. I mean,
with election readiness heating up and some residents signing up for the biometric voter cards, Cates and others are eagerly preparing.
Yes, I'm also a registered voter here because I run in local government here. The process in South Eleuthera is very, very busy. The administrator and her team, they move throughout the community from Tarpon Bay all the way to Bannerman Town on a weekly basis, so it's really busy.
Yeah, I voted in the last election, and it was quite seamless.
When asked about representation in Central and South Eleuthera, a clear call for someone with a heart for Eleuthera.
Firstly, the infrastructure, particularly power and water, need to continue to be improved, and I think we also need some investment in the school infrastructure because a lot of the school buildings are really deteriorating.
I returned to Rock Sound in 1999, having lived in Nassau for many years, and the state of the roads was deplorable, in addition to other, infrastructural concerns. If we're going to springboard our economy forward, we need infrastructure.
Right now, nobody got no complaints, and if you look around, everybody's building. So it's good for me.
The next representative, I just want them to continue what has been started here in Eleuthera, especially in the south and central part of Eleuthera. I would love to see work continue. I would love to see progress continues.
My dad, who's 98 years old, he said to me, "Chris, I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime." And I say back to him, I don't think I'll ever see it again in my lifetime either. This is a big deal for us.
As the island prepares for a general election, parliamentary information showing close to 8,000 registered voters in North, Central, and South Eleuthera. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, as we bring Women in Aviation Week to a close and celebrate International Women's Day tonight, we're saluting President and CEO of Western Air, Rexy Roll, one of a few females to hold down such a prestigious post, and that's globally. Roll, who's also an aviation and corporate attorney, acknowledges, though, that getting to the top meant navigating waters males do not.
Women leaders are sort of more scrutinized. There's a lot of tone policing. How she said that I didn't like how she said that, or perhaps they're, policing what you wear or how you act or how you present yourself. And I think that has a lot more to do with being a woman. I embrace that, though. I'm very firm in being authentic to who I am. I'm going to dance on social media. That's not going to stop. But also it definitely allows for a different experience than perhaps my male counterparts.
Roll, who was a guest on the ZNS talk show, The Rundown on Leadership with host Ahmad Thompson Thursday evening, says the one lesson she's learned is growth, but she'd tell you it's absolutely lonely at the top.
It's isolating, but it's not a complaint, it's just a reality. There's not many people that understand all the dynamics that come into play with this sort of life. And so, I thank God I have a very strong prayer life and a strong mental health, so we're good.
Meantime, the Nassau Cruise Port hosting a special luncheon at British Colonial Hotel today to mark International Women's Day. The global celebration serving as a goal for action to accelerate gender parity across sectors. Regional Marketing Director at the Cruise Port, Maya Nottage, says the event is also about empowering women and uplifting the next generation of females in the maritime, cargo, and tourism sectors.
We have about 100 women here today from across these sectors, and we're going to talk about some of the issues that women face in the workplace, some of the diverse challenges and how to resolve those challenges, as well as celebrating each other, celebrating the fact that so many women work in these areas in the Bahamas. It really is, I think, a first in the Caribbean, across the world, where so many women work within these sectors in this country. And so we're excited about bringing everyone together. And
sounds exciting. Well, future seafarer Brianna Coley is a reminder of the strides women continue to make in all sectors of society.
I'm honored to be here today as a freshman cadet in the engine program at LJM Maritime Academy. It's important for women to enter the field with men particularly dominating, to show young females as well that it's okay to enter a field. You don't have to be fearful, you don't have to be afraid. You can also do the same work.
Well, you have probably heard the old adage many times before, read to succeed. And that's the spirit with which some primary school students celebrated literacy today. Under the theme, One Book, One Level, charting the course to literacy excellence, the children paraded the streets to show off their love for reading. Amaya Moss walks us through it.
Primary school students across the capital took learning beyond the classroom, carrying books, stories, and imagination straight into the streets. The initiative brought students together in the inner city, where pages turned and young voices echoed through the community as they embraced the importance of reading and expression. School officials say the results are already becoming clear, with students showing growing confidence and stronger academic performance as programs like this continue to nurture both learning and self-belief.
We have seen the excitement. Our school's goal, our GPA goal for this academic year was to move from 52 to about 57%. And December, we would have surpassed that goal. We made 59% of our students achieving a 2-point and above GPA. And so this activity here will continue to push them.
We've been seeing steady gains in our literacy program here at our school. Our percentages have been going up. Events like this seek to motivate the students. It gets them excited about reading. It gets them to understand that, reading is everyone's business. It's everywhere, and it's a necessity for them.
For the students, the milestone literacy effort is already shaping their academic journey.
It boosts my comprehension and it boosts my vocabulary skills. Reading is basically a necessity of life to understand where things are, how much medicine to take, and stuff like that. It helps us learn, communicate, and navigate daily life. My teacher is grade 5, Miss McKenzie.
Oh, not the Miss McKenzie! All right, go ahead.
No, the big one, not the little one.
For many of the young participants, the experience was more than simply reading aloud. It was also about discovering how powerful their own voices are and can become. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
We have got a full recap of G-Triple-SA action coming up in our late night look at sports when we continue.
Let's make this moment last forever. Let's start a family together with a house, a car, and kids. Oh, I love the way we live. I got it covered. BAF has got me covered. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. So live your life. BAF for life. BAF has got you covered.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special plate. How many of them would you like? 20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Following an upset last year at the hands of the S.E. McPherson Sharks, the CAG's Raptors returning to reclaim their crown in the junior division at the 2026 GSSA Track and Field Championships, hosted at the original Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. After taking a lead of more than 100 points on day one, the Raptors ensured that the title would return to Raptors country, totaling 720 points on day two to take the junior division crown on Thursday. The Ajo Nash Lions held on to their top two position from day one, turning a final team score of 535 points. The Raptors dominating the junior division. The champs would take the male 13 and under, female 15 and under, female 17, as well as the male 17 and under divisions.
Talk about this moment for us.
When we started from school in September, our job is to go out there and retain our championship. My principal never forget the 36 points we got from last year. Every assembly, we remind the children 36 points. And so I'm happy and pleased. You know, dedication and hard work is the key. Those kids was out there from September, non-stop. January coming around, we was out there. Monday to Saturday, non-stop. We had a goal in mind, and the goal is to come back and retain our championship. This is 22 years of the GSSA, State Street 129. So I tell you, the program, the sacrifice and hard work of coaches and these kids behind you, and that's why we're celebrating here today.
As for the final senior standings, find out who came out on top in tomorrow's Sportscast. Junior and senior high school golfers were in action as well on Thursday on day two of the 2026 Bahamas National School Golf Championships at the Sports and Golf Academy. A look at the standings. Windsor School would lead the senior girls division with a team score of 89. The Queens College Comets shot a collective total of 113 for second. Homeschooling would be third with a total of 120 points. On the senior boys side, it would be Windsor taking the top spot there, leading with a score of 92 after day one. QC would finish second with a total of 101 points. The college basketball news: days away from selection Sunday. Yolette Maxime Mahuna and Ole Miss Lady Rebels trying to secure their spot in the Big Dance. They would open up play in the SEC tournament Thursday afternoon with a second-round matchup against the Auburn Tigers. Lady Rebs would end a 4-game skid, easily handling the Tigers. Ole Miss picking up the 73-57 win. The 7-seeded Rebels now move on to face the number 2 seed Vanderbilt Commodores later this evening in the quarterfinals.
When you have the game under control, you have to rest them and hope that the other group can hold the line so you don't have to put them back. And if you do, we played some zone so that we could because Auburn started to just put their head down and drive. So we went ahead to our zone so that we can kind of manage the drives and put ourselves in a position where we're not playing someone for, over 24 minutes.
And that's been Look at Your Sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
And as we get set to head on into our first full weekend of March, we want to check in with Diane Dorset, who has a look at our weekend weather. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening, Carvel. Our satellite picture shows variable cloudiness over the central and southeast Bahamas associated with that mid-level low, which could trigger a few passing showers in that area through the weekend. Meanwhile, a ridge of high pressure at the surface will continue to maintain moderate to strong winds into the weekend. As a result, boaters should continue to exercise extreme caution, and swimmers are advised to stay out of the waters due to the high risk of rip currents. Now, let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the northwest Bahamas, 80 degrees in Freeport City and Green Turtle Key, 77 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 78 in Bullocks Harbor, and 76 in Alice-Town, Bimini. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Camps Bay, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma, 79 degrees. Harbor Island at 80 degrees. Roxanne, Luther, 78. And for Arthurstown, Kill Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown, Exuma, 79. 80 degrees in Clarence Town, Crooked Island, Ragged Island, 81 in Betsy Bay and Acklands, 82 in Matthew Tani, Nagua, and for the Turks and Caicos Islands, 84 degrees. Tonight, what do we expect? Partly cloudy and breezy conditions with a temperature of 72 degrees, and for tomorrow, windy with intervals of clouds and sunshines with a temperature of 81 degrees. Now, in your extended forecast, over the next 7 days, expect partly sunny and breezy conditions to continue across the islands. And once again, daylight saving time comes into effect Sunday morning at 2 a.m. So remember to set your clocks ahead 1 hour. That's your late night look at weather. Rest easy, stay cozy, and thanks for staying up with us. Carvel.
Diane, just to repeat what you said, this Sunday, 2 a.m., set those clocks 1 hour ahead. We're springing forward daylight saving time. Well, that is our broadcast for this Friday, for this week. I'm Corvell Pyfrom for Amo, Diane, and our entire team. You take care, be well, and we look forward to seeing you right back here again on Monday. Have a good weekend. Good night.
At Centerville, I'm LaDawn Davis. This is ZMS.